Buenos dias, and happy birthday, Dubai. 53 years ago today marked the formation of the United Arab Emirates, and I moved here in March of 2023, and to be honest, it's been a great decision, not only because the place is just amazing, modern, well-developed, but also because from a crypto networking perspective, it's absolutely the best place to be right now. Obviously, you also have the kind of tax advantages and all this regulatory clarity around crypto. The UAE specifically is also positioned to be one of the leaders when it comes to embracing crypto. I think alongside Singapore and Hong Kong, Dubai is definitely very, very high up there when it comes to being a crypto hub. And I remember in 2018, 2019, I was living in Shanghai, China. And back then, that was the crypto hub. That was where everybody was going to, traveling through, building up their companies and businesses in crypto. And now Dubai feels very much like that, just 100 times faster, more advanced and more efficient. Now we're also all waking up today to a major change in the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap, which is the fact that XRP just unflipped Solana Sol and is now ranked 4th. Actually, it also flipped Tether USDT for a brief while and was ranked 3rd. So very interesting developments. I personally don't hold any XRP. It's obviously one of the OG coins in crypto. I think it's been around since like 2013 or something. Very, very OG. And after winning the lawsuit and now with Trump in office, I think the US Meta is back. XRP is based out of the US. And I think that is now kind of pricing in. And obviously also, then that's also where retail FOMO is back in, the XRP army. But yeah, I'm not going to comment much on that. Just to say congratulations, everybody who held XRP throughout the years. I guess, yeah, you're sitting on decent profits here. In the meantime, the memes are running hot on crypto Twitter. I think barely anybody saw this coming. If anything, they probably saw and had their eyes on Solana potentially going off the leashes and take on a run to tackle Ethereum and dethrone Ethereum. Speaking of Ethereum, I think ETH is also due for a big relief pump and also to re-enter price discovery. We also talked about how on Friday there were this massive inflows that were also for the first time in recorded history, higher inflows than on the Bitcoin spot ETF. In the other meantime, we have Michael Saylor doing its thing and onboarding Microsoft, basically shilling Microsoft into buying Bitcoin and putting Bitcoin onto their balance sheet. He gave this 3-minute presentation, which is absolutely amazing, to be honest. Like, it's just going through slide by slide and how they have to basically buy Bitcoin, right? And he made this public. He posted this on his Twitter. You even can check out the slides that he shared in that presentation. And I honestly think that the chances are quite high that Microsoft at least considers buying BTC. Maybe they already bought it, but then the question is also how much impact did Michael Saylor have in that, or did they just come to that on their own? Anyways, on the other hand, some very sound advice that always makes sense to resonate, especially as we're entering a parabolic bull run. Do not get fished, do not click on any malicious links on Twitter, but also I see a lot of scams happening on YouTube, right? Even here on the comment section, there's so much BS going on and people are just trying to either fish you or to just straight out scam you. So be very careful. And also 2 things that are very important is number 1, hold self-custody. Do not keep your life savings on a centralized exchange, no matter what the name is of that exchange. Number 2, also get a hardware wallet. Get a Ledger, get a Trezor, whatever you want. Get one of these hardware wallets. It is worth it and it is super necessary because you just have to be safe in crypto. That's the number 1 rule. Now, this YouTube channel is focused on the Cosmos ecosystem, aka the interchain. So we're looking into price movements today and we're actually seeing in a sea of red that Atom is slightly green. And in fact, Atom had a little bit of a pump overnight. I think, like I always say, holding Atom if you want to have exposure to the Cosmos ecosystem is a must, but it's far from enough. You can't only have Atom and think you're invested in Cosmos now. You need to be well diversified into verticals, into niches, right? Like compute or AI then you need to have a cash network. If you are bullish on interoperability and underlying infrastructure for RWAs, you need XLR. If you're bullish on modularity and data availability, you need Celestia. If you're bullish on DeFi, you need Dydx, right? So you get the point. Anyways, overall, everything's slightly down today. Actually down a lot, even 2 digits here for Secret Network, but Secret also went on a massive run. Neutron 11% down, and by the way, Neutron also got compromised on their Twitter account twice now, so also be very careful, going back to what I said earlier. Now, before I talk about 2 specific verticals that I think are going to do extremely well and are currently slowly but surely waking up after being dormant for a very long time, like we're talking years. And also I'm going to give you some tickers and some even low cap coins, low cap, high risk, obviously, plays from the Cosmos ecosystem in those verticals. Big shout out for Jack Zampolin. Tomorrow we are back, Jack and I, splitting Atom, the show with Jack Zampolin. I think we're going to talk a lot about Cosmos in general, about the interchain, about Torchain as well, about Strangelove, about Celestia, about roll chains, and a lot of things. So tune in. It's going to be live on December 3rd. So that's 30 hours from now, tomorrow night, local UAE time. Prepare your questions. Also drop your questions under this video. I'm going to pick them up if you have any for the stream tomorrow. Now, the first vertical I want to talk about is privacy. Privacy, in my view, is going to have a big comeback in 2025. And we have a lot of very strong contenders, new contenders on the list, right? And you also have to think about privacy in two buckets, in two ways, right? One, you have privacy coins like Monero, and two, you have privacy platforms, smart contract L1s and platforms, right? Nillion being one of them. The blind computer Nillion also fits into the AI category, but Nillion coming out saying 2025 is the year of privacy. This one is pre-mainnet. They have also a part of their chain that is running on the Cosmos SDK and fully IBC compliant. So Nillion also kind of part of the IBC gang and interchain ecosystem. And Nillion is not on mainnet yet. They're still pre-TGE, which I think we're now slowly but surely entering also a proper TGE season, which means a lot of token generation events, tokens that are going on mainnet launches, which also means airdrops and just new kind of fresh new wind on the markets. One coin that launched silently in true privacy fashion in the recent months is in fact Penumbra. Another contender in the privacy field. This one is fully Cosmos built, Cosmos SDK built, and already live on mainnet. Roughly $4 million worth of assets have been shielded with only 6 connected chains. You can also go and test it out for yourself. And also, if you are a loyal cosmonaut, then you have received the OM Airdrop on Penumbra. Another one that is not Cosmos native, but hopefully one day will connect to the interchain via IBC is Aleph Zero, that are also media partners at CryptoCito and the Cito Zone. And Aleph Zero is one that we've been covering for a very long time now. A modular ZK stack that has also a fully functioning DEX that also implements privacy features where you can also shield your assets. And this one is also well connected in the enterprise space. You could see Deutsche Telekom, STC, we talked a lot about this, Saudi Telecom, and some stats: sub-second finality, super cheap transaction cost, almost 250,000 of active accounts, 179 mainnet validators with stake Cito, we're actually one of them, and roughly 60% of the supply stake, while the A0 tokenomics have also been refined in the recent months. So there is now a supply cap, there's also now an inflation schedule that make the A0 token also more appealing and more efficient in the Aleph Zero ecosystem. The next one is Aleo. Aleo network is also one that just recently launched and has a multi-billion-dollar market cap. Aleph Zero, by the way, has I think 400 million now after they had this 2.5x pump over the recent days. Aleo is one that also implements ZK technology and yeah, like I said, just launched mainnet, just launched their token. So definitely also one for you to put on your watch list. Then of course you have some flagship privacy projects like Secret Network, we talked about it, the Nvidia Inception program announcement where Secret Network has joined the Nvidia Inception program. Secret Network is positioned as the confidential compute layer for the AI era, and I think that makes a lot of sense. At the same time, they also have the rollout of SilentSwap, which is a DEX that is launching also on December 9th, and the flagship DeFi platform Shade Protocol, which in my book is also one of my bets for the privacy season and Cosmos season this cycle, and I think has huge upsides. Only $11.3 million market cap, but roughly $25 million in TVL. Then you have, of course, Sentinel dVPN, which is one of the leaders when it comes to offering a decentralized virtual private network that is open source, censorship resistant, and made in Cosmos. In fact, you can download Sentinel's dVPN on OS and also on Android. You can also build your own dVPN app, you can also run your own node, and you can just use the product. And Sentinel has demonstrated strong product market fit over the years, currently has roughly 6,000 daily active users and 3,500 concurrent online users right now as I'm recording this video, with over 590,000 unique total users. So Sentinel dVPN also in my portfolio, and considering that it only has a $32 million FDV, but been around forever and had its all-time highs here at almost 5 cents, of which we're currently down still 98%. And that even though it had a little bit of a revival pump here in recent weeks. I think dVPN is an interesting play on the privacy meta. Then of course we have Namada that is about to launch mainnet as well. In fact, tomorrow we're going to see the genesis of Namada. Namada is going to go live in multiple phases. The dry run was just completed and next up is going to be mainnet tomorrow, 3 p.m. UTC. And the rollout of the Namada mainnet and the NAM token is going to happen in 5 phases. And we're also going to get a decent NAM airdrop as loyal cosmonauts. But our NAM token, as far as I understand at least, is only going to get transferable in phase 5, right? But we'll have the chance in phase 2, I guess, to stake our NAM tokens. And I think there will also be very high incentives for people to lock up and stake, because the NAM token is going to be fully unlocked from day one. And yeah, that would mean that there would be high sell pressure. But I think the way they want to mitigate this is by having a decent incentive to stake or a decent incentive to shield. So there will also be rewards for shielding your assets on Namada. And overall, I think this is just going to get more and more eyeballs onto the ZK privacy and that whole vertical and that whole narrative. Now, I just mentioned the NAM airdrop is around the corner. Well, we might also be seeing our Move airdrop around the corner. And in fact, there's some immediate action that you need to take right now before I start talking about the second vertical I want to cover in this video, which just saw another major wake-up call. And especially if you are holding a Celestine sloth, you need to go into the Discord trenches on Movement, and you need to register your sloth by linking your wallet. So you need to go down here to LMove, and you need to verify your account and link your wallet. And then after you've done that, you need to come here and you need to also register your airdrop. And that is in fact extremely time sensitive, which is also why this video is dropping a bit earlier today, because this ends today at 2 p.m. UTC. So you need to act very fast. And another airdrop that might be dropping this week, now literally it can be any day, is the Mantra OM Airdrop. There have been some slight delays. I also see some people getting very impatient because yes, it was supposed to come out on Thanksgiving, but it got slightly delayed. So just be patient a little bit more and your OM airdrop should be arriving very soon. Of course, I will notify you here in real time when this airdrop hits your wallet and when it gets claimable, or if there's any other actions that you need to be taking. On the other hand, we see the Sherpa meme coin, which is the beta play on Mantra, going sideways a little bit after it came out here, still sitting at a comfortable 3.5x roughly from the stream swap launch. Now getting to the second vertical I want to talk about today, and that is NFTs. Trading volume is up 10x in the past 30 days. That is a big wake-up call. And we're also seeing some of the biggest NFT collections are pumping like crazy. In fact, also Bored Ape Yacht Club just made a 2x in the past week alone. So you can see the floor price going up big time here from 12 ETH to now 23.5. Obviously, I think the peak was at 146, 150 ETH. But this thing is waking up right now. So it makes sense to look at NFTs, to definitely not write them off. There's also now inscription protocols, aka NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain as well, with ordinals. And yeah. In Cosmos, obviously, we have our own, but you notice that you won't be seeing any Cosmos NFTs here. And that is because there's a huge bug on CoinGecko, which is the fact that when the denomination for the Celestine sloth changed from stars to TIA, they didn't change the denomination. So they kept it in stars tokens. 1 star is less than 1 cent. While it should actually be denominated in TIA. 1 TIA is around $8 as I'm recording this. But they did change the floor price here, right? So the floor price is actually 922.99 TIA and not stars, which would price it at a couple of $1,000. To be precise, $6,894. And with a 2,500 sloth supply, that would place sloth at around rank 65 or 70, but below a $20 million market cap. So somewhere here, and that is basically the beta play on Celestia. Then you have Bad Kids, which is denominated in Atom, and that is also pulling wrongly on CoinGecko. And CoinGecko says 224 stars and not Atom. But that also puts it at roughly $2,000 with a 10,000 Bad Kid supply, also roughly a $20 million FTV. In fact, I think both are the same size now. Anyways, this is changing, but those are the two main collections in Cosmos. Then you have Mad Scientists that are the Osmosis NFT collection, currently at 375 USD. And then you have some others, right? Also BitKids, which is the kind of subsequent collection to Bad Kids. And then after the filter, also a flagship collection, I would say, in Cosmos. So definitely makes sense to be positioned on the NFT side of things. But at the same time, we obviously in Cosmos have a lot of L1s that are optimized for one specific use case. Stargaze being the L1 Layer 1 blockchain optimized for NFTs and the premier NFT marketplace, which is also where all these NFTs are trading, right? The Celestine Sloth, the Bad Kids, After the Filter, Mad Scientist, they're all trading primarily on Stargaze. But Stargaze itself only has a $22.6 million FTV. They obviously launched also right when the bear market started. So they had a few weeks of a honeymoon phase here, and then brutal down only ever since pretty much they launched, right? Obviously this was also the Terra UST collapse and Luna collapse that caused another kind of a dump on the Cosmos ecosystem. And yeah, the chart looks absolutely terrible. I think there's probably not a worse looking chart out there, but Stargaze is still kings of NFTs in Cosmos, and I think they will remain that. They will actually also double down on that, right? And I think the Stars token eventually is going to do something. It's going to wake up, it's going to do something, or it will migrate to become atom secured and it will have a different role. But yeah, we'll see how Stargaze performs once we have a proper NFT season. But in my opinion, Stars is still a gem. Also went through a lot in the bear market, right? With one of the, I don't know, founders or core team members departing and aggressively selling off. So Stargaze also went through a lot, but I think it's still there. They're still building, they're still evolving, still improving, and that's exactly what you want to see, right? Then we also have Passage, PASG is the ticker. That one, only 12 million FTV. It's also an NFT play, but also a metaverse play, right? And I think NFT, metaverse, maybe even gaming are kind of going hand in hand, I would say. So I think if NFTs are seeing a renaissance and a big revival, I think metaverse and gaming is going to be next. And I'm no TA expert by any means, but I think the Passage chart looks much better. Also had this pump here earlier this year in February when we saw this little alt season there. But this one only launched in late 2023 and seems to have bottomed out here at around 0.6 of a cent. So now trying to get back to 1 cent, which would put it at a, still $13-14 million FTV, which for a project of that caliber, and by that I mean the team is fully committed, super smart people. They're actually coming from the field of building virtual worlds, building studios, and also building games. They're also working on the Strange Clan still, which I know has been taking forever. I remember having the first calls with Lex back in August of 2021. But here, same thing. I'm still holding on to my Passage. I'm down from even my private investment that I placed 3 years ago, but I'm still holding on to it, and I think it's going to do very, very well this cycle. So definitely want to watch out. Also, Passage is using Akash technology, Akash network technology, to run virtual worlds on decentralized compute. And overall, they just have very close ties to Akash network and the AKT community. They also have their own NFT collection, the Strange Clan NFTs. There's 3 main ones here, basically 2, Darren Fung and Kira. So this is also one that I've been stacking over the past year and a half. I think at the peak they were around 80 or 100 Atom, if I remember correctly, like when they dropped a couple years ago. And right now, denominated in Passage tokens, 6,000 Passage, which is like $50 or something. So kind of makes sense to scoop one as the NFT meta is coming back. And then also we have Omniflix network, the Flix token sitting at roughly 70 million FTV, a team based out of India, very, very good friends of mine. I've been working with them also over the past years on Cosmoverse. They did all the production there and are just one of the hardest working teams in all of crypto. And they're more in the field of decentralizing intellectual property, right? IPs is their thing. And especially now with Story Protocol that has raised hundreds of millions of dollars and is about to hit mainnet as well. I think this whole IP vertical is going to have a big run as well. And Flix is already on mainnet, has already been around for a long time, has their core community, has an ecosystem of artists and creators. And I think it's also well positioned to capture some of the market share, at least in the IP field. Now, when it comes to gaming, we obviously have Saga, the flagship gaming chain in Cosmos, 2.4 billion FTV. Vault 8 airdrop is around the corner to get claimed. This is also probably going to happen sometime this week. And again, that's why you are staying subscribed to the channel, because I'm sharing this alpha with you in real time. And Saga is also going to roll out their ecosystem of games that are launching as chainlets and will also probably have their own NFTs or their own tokens, which means we're also going to get all these airdrops, right? Because now we're entering a phase, I think, in crypto where we're seeing ecosystems within ecosystems, right? We're going to see the Mantra ecosystem, which is all about real estate project and RWA plays and funds and all these kind of things. Some of them will also have their own tokens, so they will be dropped to OM stakers, for example. For Saga, we're going to have all these games launching as chainlets, and they will also drop their tokens and NFTs to Saga stakers and the Saga community, right? It's just a natural fit. So that's also one thing to keep an eye on, which I think leads me to the conclusion that the airdrop meta is not over. Cosmos season is around the corner. All these verticals that are currently really, really cold and dry right now, like metaverse, gaming, NFTs, even DeFi, right? You just see pumps here and there, but we're not yet in a full-blown alt season. Anyways, I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, happy National Day here in Dubai in the UAE, and I hope to see you here tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and be good.